March Madness, the $1 million wealth playbook, sounds like a dream, right? But what if I told you it's not just a fantasy? What if you could build your own playbook and start taking real steps toward creating wealth today? It's easy to feel stuck, overwhelmed, or even frustrated when you're looking at your finances and wondering how to make it all work. You see others living the life you want, and it can feel like they have some secret formula. Well, they don't. The truth is, financial freedom is more attainable than you think, and it all starts with understanding the power of your money mindset. Here's the thing, no one teaches us this stuff in school, and by the time we realize how important our financial habits are, it can feel like we're playing catch-up. But trust me, you're not alone. A lot of people struggle with getting their financial situation in check, especially when there are so many distractions and quick fixes out there. However, what separates those who win from those who keep struggling is a simple but powerful shift in how they approach money. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter with the right mindset. In this video, we're diving deep into strategies that will not only help you build wealth, but do so in a sustainable and achievable way. We'll break down the steps to create a financial plan that works for you, focusing on habits, mindset, and real-world actions that lead to real money. And guess what? You don't need to be a financial expert to get started. You just need to be ready to make a change, and I'm here to guide you through it. Stick around because by the end of this, you'll discover how to take control of your financial destiny and create a life that reflects the choices you make, not the circumstances you're born into. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Every great player steps onto the court knowing exactly what they're playing for. The same applies to building wealth. Without a clear financial goal, you're just taking random shots in the dark. Whether it's hitting $1 million, quitting your 9-to-5, or living debt-free, write it down. Studies show that people who set specific goals are 42% more likely to achieve them. It's not just about dreaming big, it's about making that dream concrete so you know exactly what you're chasing. Think about how Rocky trained for his fights. He didn't just say, "I want to be strong." He had a clear goal, to beat Apollo Creed. He visualized it, trained for it, and refused to back down. Your financial journey works the same way. Picture yourself already at the finish line. What does life look like with financial freedom? What choices will you be able to make? The more detailed the vision, the more likely you'll push through when things get tough. But a goal without a deadline is just a wish. If you want to hit $1 million, break it down. How much do you need to save or invest every month? How long will it take at a 10% return? If the numbers don't add up, adjust your strategy instead of lowering your goal. The key is to reverse engineer success, making it feel achievable rather than some far-off fantasy. Small, steady wins stack up over time. Now that your goal is locked in, it's time to map out how to get there. Because having a destination is useless if you don't have a route. And in the next step, you'll see how to design a financial game plan that makes hitting your goal inevitable. No championship team plays without a strategy, and no one builds wealth without a solid financial plan. A budget isn't about restricting yourself, it's about directing your money toward what actually matters. Start by tracking every dollar that comes in and out. Most people don't realize where their money is leaking until they see it in black and white. That $7 daily coffee? That's over $2,500 a year, money that could be working for you instead of disappearing into habit. Think of budgeting like a football playbook. Every winning team has one, breaking down each move in advance. Your financial playbook should prioritize the essentials: housing, food, savings, and investments, while cutting out what doesn't serve your bigger goal. The 50/30/20 rule is a great place to start: 50% for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for saving and investing. The key? Sticking to it consistently, not just when you feel motivated. Imagine if Tony Stark didn't track his resources. Iron Man's suits don't build themselves, every upgrade is calculated, every piece of tech is strategically designed. Your money needs the same precision. Automate your savings, set fixed investment contributions, and give every dollar a job. The goal isn't to just save what's left over, it's to make wealth building the first priority. The difference between those who succeed and those who struggle? One group controls their money, the other lets money control them. Now that you've got the blueprint, it's time to practice the fundamentals. Because even the best game plan is useless if you don't build the habits to follow through. And in the next step, you'll see how small daily actions can make wealth feel effortless. Champions aren't made overnight, they're built through daily drills. The same applies to wealth. Saving money isn't a one-time move, it's a habit that compounds over time. The best way to guarantee progress? Automation. Set up an automatic transfer of at least 20% of your income into a separate savings or investment account. If you never see the money in your checking account, you won't be tempted to spend it. This small move separates those who struggle from those who build lasting wealth. Think of it like training for a marathon. No one runs 26 miles on their first day. You start with 1 mile, then 2, then 10. The key is consistency. Saving just $10 a day turns into $3,650 in a year. Add investments, and that number multiplies. Even if you can only start with 5%, build up over time. The habit matters more than the amount. The moment you stop thinking of saving as a sacrifice and start treating it like a non-negotiable, everything changes. Rocky didn't just wake up one day and become a champion. He trained every single day, whether he felt like it or not. That's how he became unbeatable. Wealth building works the same way. It's about making disciplined financial moves even when it's inconvenient. Every dollar saved is a step toward financial freedom. The question is, are you willing to put in the reps? And speaking of playing to win, saving is only half the game. The real power move? Putting your money to work. Because while defense keeps you safe, offense is what builds real wealth. And in the next step, you'll see why investing is the ultimate game changer. Playing defense might keep you safe, but it won't make you rich. If you want to win the wealth game, you have to play offense, and that means investing. Keeping money in a savings account is like sitting on the bench while the real players are out on the court. Inflation eats away at cash over time, but investments make your money grow. Even starting with just $50 a month in low-cost index funds or ETFs can turn into six figures over a few decades. The earlier you start, the bigger your advantage. Think of it like shooting three-pointers in basketball. The first few shots might feel uncomfortable, but the more you practice, the more confident you get. The stock market is the same way. At first, it's intimidating, but once you learn the basics, you'll realize it's just a numbers game. Companies like Vanguard and Fidelity offer beginner-friendly options, and robo-advisors make investing easier than ever. The secret? Get in the game, stay consistent, and let compound interest do the heavy lifting. Ever seen The Wolf of Wall Street? Jordan Belfort played the investing game all wrong, chasing quick money and risky bets. That's not how real wealth is built. Instead, think like Warren Buffett, invest in assets that grow steadily over time. Focus on blue-chip stocks, real estate, or even a side business. The goal isn't to gamble, it's to own assets that pay you while you sleep. That's how the wealthy stay ahead. And just like any great player studies their competition, the best investors study the game. Because knowing where to put your money is only half the battle. In the next step, you'll see why learning from financial mentors can give you an edge most people never get. The best athletes don't just train hard, they study the game. They watch game tapes, analyze plays, and learn from legends. The same rule applies to wealth building. If you're trying to figure out finances alone, you're making the game harder than it needs to be. Successful investors, entrepreneurs, and financial mentors have already paved the way. Learning from them means skipping years of trial and error. Books, podcasts, and online courses are your game tapes. Study them like your financial future depends on it. Think about the pursuit of happiness. Chris Gardner went from struggling to millionaire status because he sought out knowledge and refused to give up. He learned the rules of finance and used them to escape poverty. The same opportunity is available to you. Start with classics like Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham, or even Warren Buffett's shareholder letters. These resources are like a coach whispering strategies straight into your ear. But learning isn't just about reading, it's about applying. If you listen to a podcast about money mindset, take one piece of advice and use it immediately. If you watch a successful entrepreneur break down their journey, ask yourself, how can I apply this to my own life? Find mentors online, follow their content, and surround yourself, even digitally, with people who think bigger. The internet gives you access to billionaire-level insights for free. There's no excuse not to use them. Most people never take this step. They try to figure it all out alone, only to waste years making the same mistakes others already solved. But the real winners? They absorb the knowledge, tweak their strategy, and keep moving forward. And sometimes, even with all the knowledge in the world, setbacks happen. That's why the next step is so critical, learning how to bounce back after losses. Every champion faces losses. Michael Jordan missed thousands of shots. Elon Musk had companies on the brink of collapse. The difference? They didn't quit. The same applies to your financial journey. You might make a bad investment, lose money on a business idea, or overspend when you shouldn't have. But setbacks aren't the end of the game, they're part of it. The only way to truly fail is to give up. Learn from every loss, adjust your strategy, and come back stronger. Think about the Wolf of Wall Street. Jordan Belfort lost everything, but instead of staying down, he rebuilt his career teaching sales and finance. Now, his past mistakes fund his future success. The lesson? Failure isn't final unless you let it be. If you lost money on a bad investment, analyze what went wrong. Did you ignore risk? Fall for hype? Next time, diversify and research before jumping in. If a business idea flopped, find the lessons and apply them to your next move. Resilience is what separates the wealthy from the struggling. Jeff Bezos had multiple failed ventures before Amazon took off. Oprah was fired before becoming a media icon. The key is adjusting your mindset. Instead of seeing failure as a dead end, treat it as feedback. Keep a journal of financial mistakes and what you learned. Surround yourself with people who push you forward. The only way to guarantee long-term success is to stay in the game. And when you start seeing progress again, don't forget to celebrate. A small win after a tough loss builds momentum and keeps you moving forward. The next step? Learning how to use those wins as fuel to stay motivated and push even further. Winning isn't just about the final score, it's about every play that gets you there. If you only focus on the big goal, you'll miss the victories along the way. Paid off a credit card? That's a win. Increased your savings by $500? Another win. Every step forward deserves recognition because success is built on momentum. Just like in sports, celebrating small wins keeps you motivated for the next round. If you ignore them, you risk burnout and frustration, making it harder to stay in the game. Take Rocky, for example. He didn't start by winning the championship. He trained, fought, and celebrated every step of progress. That's how he stayed in the fight. Apply the same mindset to your finances. Set milestones, like saving your first $1,000 or making your first investment, and reward yourself in a way that keeps you on track. Maybe it's a nice dinner, a fun experience, or even just acknowledging your progress. The key is reinforcing positive habits. Science backs this up. Studies show that celebrating small wins releases dopamine, making you more likely to keep going. That's why breaking big financial goals into smaller, achievable steps is crucial. Instead of saying, "I want to make $1 million," focus on making your first $10,000, then your first $100,000. Each win builds confidence and reinforces that you're on the right track. Success isn't one giant leap, it's a series of smart, consistent moves. And here's the best part, the more you celebrate progress, the faster you'll reach your ultimate goal. So, what's next? Now that you have the roadmap, it's time to put it into action. And trust me, there's one final piece that will tie everything together and ensure your long-term success. Remember how overwhelming it felt to be stuck in a cycle, wondering how to get ahead financially? Now, you know the path that leads to true financial freedom and wealth isn't as complicated as it might seem. It's about starting with small wins, building momentum, and sticking to your strategy. But the most important step is acting now. Don't let another day go by without putting your money mindset into action. If you found this valuable, don't wait, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can continue learning strategies that'll transform your financial future. And if you're ready to go even deeper and start seeing real change in your finances, then check out my exclusive program, Holistic Health. Nourish your mind, balance your finances, transform your life. This isn't just about theory, it's about practical steps to create passive income, eliminate debt, and keep your mind clear and focused, even under financial pressure. Click the link in the pinned comment now to start your journey toward wealth and mental clarity. Don't wait, the time to transform your finances is now.